Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel and another recipe. Today I'm going to have a go at the Slimming World Nacho style feast. I was going to make this slow cooker lasagna this weekend, but I changed my mind and decided to have a go at something new, and I thought I'd film it for you. So it's the Nacho style feast. So I'm actually going to make this to serve four. And the recipe on the Slimming World website, which I will link below, serves two, but I'm going to bulk it up a little bit, do my own little twist on things and make it serve four. So what you'll need for this recipe is some baking potatoes to make into wedges. You'll need your fry light and salt and pepper. I'm going to use 500 grams of lean mince. I'm still going to use one onion. If you wanted to use two, you could do. It says one red pepper. Well, I'm going to use one orange and one red. So two peppers I'm going to use. And I'm also going to put in a courgette. Some cumin, 1 teaspoon it says. I might use a little bit more. 2 teaspoons of Schwartz Perfect Shake Fajita. Well, I've got my Spice and Ice Fajita mix, so I'm going to use this. 2 tomatoes, roughly chopped. I've just got some plum tomatoes. And 150 grams of Primula light cheese, or whatever cheese you fancy. Well, I bought some mozzarella to use in my lasagna, but I've decided to use it on top of my Nacho style feast. I'll explain about healthy extras and things as we go along. I'll just double check the amount you can have for healthy extra and I'll let you know. So what you want to do is you grab your onion, your pepper, your courgette, whatever speedy veg you want to use. Mushrooms might be nice, and you just want to chop or slice them finely. Of course, I've got my trusty Briefton's string pull chopper on hand, so I'm just going to whack my onion in there to be chopped finely, and I've also got my courgette and pepper lined up. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll chop up all the veg and then we'll see what the next step is. Right, on with the next step for the Nacho style feast. Now I'm going to do my chips or wedges in the actifry, but if you wanted to bake them in the oven, I shall tell you what to do. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees or gas mark 6. Put the wedges on a non-stick baking tray. Spray with low calorie cooking spray and season. Bake for 25 minutes and turn. Spray again and bake for a further 25 minutes. And then you add them to the mince and cook them all together. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's make the mince first. So the first thing to do is spray a large frying pan with fry light and grab your mince, which remember should be, for it to be free on the plan, should be typically less than 5% fat, lean mince. And then we want to fry that off. So we just want to brown the mince for about 5 minutes, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Sorry if you're steaming up there. So the mince has been frying for about 10 minutes and you can see it's all browned off. And actually what it says is to add the onions first, but I chopped all my veg together. So I'm adding 1 onion, 2 peppers and a courgette. As I say, you can add whatever you want. Plenty of speedy veg there. And that wants to be fried for another 5 minutes or so to brown the veg off. As you can see, I've chopped it quite small. You don't have to if you don't want to. You just adapt this recipe to however you like, so put mushrooms in, put different types of speed foods in, chop them up bigger or smaller, use different meat, use corn mince. This is just a basis for a recipe that you can change and adapt however you like. So we'll leave that frying for another about 5 minutes. Right, so that's now been frying for a good 5 minutes, the mince and the vegetables. And then we want, for this recipe, I'm doubling it up. So I'm going to use a big tin of chopped tomatoes. What the recipe says is 230 grams of chopped tomatoes. Well, this is a what does it say? This is a 400 gram tin, but because I'm doubling it up, I'm sure it'll be fine. So I'm just going to pour that in, a tin of chopped tomatoes. And stir that in. Then I'm going to add some cumin. So the recipe says a teaspoon. I'm going to add a little bit more because again I'm doubling up. Hang on a second. Take the lid off. That would be better. So that's 1 teaspoon, and I'm just going to add another little bit. That's plenty actually, because I'm going to add so that was ground cumin. Then I'm going to add, I only have smoked paprika, but the recipe says a teaspoon of paprika. Oh, need more paprika again. So I'm going to put a couple of shakes of paprika in. Now this recipe wants some chilies added at the end. So I'm just going to put the end of I haven't got any chilies, so I'm just going to put the end of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper in. Not even that much, that will be too much. So just the end of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper to give it a little bit of heat. And then I'm going to add my spice and spice fajita mix. What the recipe says is 2 teaspoons Schwartz Perfect Shake fajita, which is free on the plan. I'm just going to add the sachet of spice and spice, and I'm going to give that a really good stir. Let's have a look what's in the fajitas. So in the fajitas is smoked paprika, cumin, oregano, onion, chipotle chili, garlic and thyme. So I'm sure we'll get all the lovely flavours. So we'll give that a good stir. And what it says is a few twists of black pepper. I don't think we'll bother with that because we've got plenty of seasoning in it already. Cook for 10 to 15 minutes until most of the liquid has evaporated. So that's what we'll do, and I'll see you in 10 to 15 minutes. Right, so the mince has been simmering for 10 to 15 minutes. We want to take that off the heat, turn the heat off, and add the chopped tomatoes. Just give that a stir in. And then we're ready for the next step, and it smells delicious in here. So the next step, if you were cooking your wedges in the oven as I've explained earlier. What you would do now is you would have cooked your wedges in the oven and you'd put them round the edges of your baking dish. And once you'd arranged your wedges, you'd then grab your mince and arrange the mince over the wedges and not make a mess like I've just made. So we're just spreading all the mince into the baking tray or the roasting dish. It looks absolutely delicious. I'm just going to flatten that out a little bit. So there's plenty of speed in this dish, but I will serve it with some wedges and some extra speed. And then what we want to do is we want our cheese. So remember, you might have the chips around the side if that's what you want to do. I'm going to do mine in my actifry. I'm going to use this mozzarella. So I've checked it out. This is Morrison's 45% lighter Italian mozzarella. So the app tells me that lighter or reduced fat mozzarella, you can have 70 grams a day for your healthy extra A. And that is, it's not grated, it's just a cheese. So grated is different, so please check out grated cheese. So you can have 70 grams of this for your healthy extra A. Now this pack, one ball is around 140 grams, so that would give you 2 healthy extra A's. So I'm going to use 2 balls to give me 4 healthy extra A's. Now I actually have cut a little bit more off because, as you know, I tend to have some almond milk most days, so I've cut a little bit more off, but it's entirely up to you. But yeah, these are 140 grams each, or 2 healthy extras, and together it's 4 healthy extras. So I'll show you that packet again, and you can get them from most supermarkets, or you could use the Primula light soft cheese, or you could use grated cheese, any cheese that you want to, but I just had this mozzarella to use up. So what I'm actually going to use is I'm going to use a egg slicer, you know, like a mandolin type thing, to slice the mozzarella. Like so. Did you see that? I don't think you saw that. Hang on, let me do the other one. Can you see that now? So I've got the slicer over here on this side of the screen, and just press it down like that, and it goes through and you get little slices. So I'm just going to arrange these on top of the mince, like so. Just trying to spread it out quite evenly. And that will be my healthy extra A for the day. So here's my mince, and it's topped with the mozzarella cheese. Also, if you had the chilies, let's just see what it says about chilies. Fresh green jalapeno chilies, finely chopped. You would also scatter the chilies over the top at this point, and you would also have the wedges round the side. So I've preheated my grill to high. And we want to grill that for 8 to 10 minutes. So stick that in there and see how it gets on. And here's the mince and mozzarella cheese mixture out of the grill. It was under the grill for a good 8 to 10 minutes while I washed up and tidied up. And you can see the mozzarella is melted and it's even got a bit of colour on. So I will split that into 4 servings, and I'll show you when I cook my wedges. I think I'm going to have it with coleslaw and salad. but as soon as I've got it all dished up, I'll let you know. So we've got our chips and wedges going round in the actifry. As I said before, you can do yours in the oven and put them in to bake in the grill with the mince and cheese, but we like ours done in the actifry. So peel and chop into wedges shapes and cook for about 25 minutes in the actifry. If you want to, you can add your chip seasoning, but I thought that there was enough flavouring in the mince. Here are 3 portions of the Nacho style feast. So it's completely sin free, plenty of speedy veg in there with the 5% mince, and then you've got your healthy extra A of light mozzarella. So I'll let these cool for a while and put them in the freezer, and in the meantime I'll get on with eating the 4th portion, which I shall show you. And here's my evening meal. So I've got my Nacho style feast, which has tomatoes, peppers, courgette, onion and 5% mince. We have 70 grams of light mozzarella as my healthy extra A. I've got some actifry wedges, I've got some green leaves and some of my sin-free coleslaw. Any questions, please ask. Please like, comment and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you next time.